Real quick take on Little Caesars arena. As far as the Detroit Pistons go, um, a lot of people were against it. Because going out to the Palace of Auburn Hills was like a trip for a lot of people because you had Great Lakes Crossing out there. And then you go out to the Palace, and then they end up putting up a Chick-fil-A out there at Oakland Mall. At Oakland University, excuse me. And it kind of was like a trip, and a lot of people didn't understand why Tom Gores moved the Pistons to Detroit. But it was a move that, people have been asking for a long time. I don't believe Bill Davidson, a late great Pistons owner, would have moved them from Auburn Hills to Detroit because they say that the ownership was getting getting the parking money, the food money. All the money was basically going, a lot of money, the revenue was going to the ownership, and they was making a killing there. And they kind of took a hard pay cut to come to Detroit because the concessions, the parking, all that wasn't going through Tom Coors and all that. Little Caesars Arena and all that was getting a lot of that ownership, and a lot of people, peg it as a hockey arena. We had Reggie Jackson talking about how the ice up under the court was messing with his chest, and all that other stuff. And people were saying like if they moved to the Pistons to Detroit, that people was gonna come see them if they was bad or not. The good, bad, and ugly. They was gonna just come and see them, and that hasn't been the narrative. People haven't still came out to see the Pistons. Even though they are closer and more convenient to get to, people still haven't went down there and spent the money. The parking is a little bit high, I would guess, but the food I heard is cheap. The seats are cheap, and I haven't been able to make it down there for a Pistons game because my schedule is super busy, and I would like to catch one of the last ones, I would guess, because the stadium does look great inside from picture. And then I drove past it; it looks phenomenal. But at the end of the day, you got to put a winner on the court for people to come see you. And if the Pistons was ever to get back to what they was in the late 80s to what they were when going to work Pistons, 04, 03, 02, 05, I guarantee you they would pack those seats. They would. And I think Detroit Pistons belong in Detroit, just as the Pontiac Silverdome, the Lions moving to Ford Field, they belong in Detroit. And having your major sports teams down here, the Red Wings, the Pistons, the Lions, the Tigers, it only enhances your downtown scenery. It only enhances your downtown revenue as well. So the Pistons coming down there, increases it, especially when they start winning, or if they start winning. Do they deserve their own arena? Yeah, probably so. They one of our most historic and impressive franchises, them and the Red Wings. They do deserve their own arena. But for right now, until they consistently get back in the winning streak of things, they won't get that. They have to put a winner out there for them to give them a place downtown, which I think they should expand downtown to really compete with Chicago and what Times Square bringing NYC and what they doing in Houston and in other major cities. It's time to expand that all the way down, man. Shane Park going up, expand that to downtown. Because it has a lot of potential downtown with some of the buildings, and they could bring. I would love for them to put a mall down there. It don't have to be a full mall or inside mall, but that would just enhance it. A nice high-end boutique store. All the police are down there, and the scenery is great. They're keeping it clean. It's police down there. It's a lot different from when I used to go down there as a high school graduate in 07, 08, 09. In that time, it's a lot different. They policed a lot of the things. A lot of the hold downs and the techno fest are a lot cleaner and safer now. And that's one of the reasons that the Pistons and the Red Wings end up, staying. The Red Wings and Pistons end up coming because, downtown is coming back. It's the revival, and we need the Red Wings to step it up. We need the Pistons to step it up as well. And, I can't wait till both of those teams get into the winning streak of thing. Downtown is just going to be hot. I know it has their naysayers. They should have stayed the Palace. At the end of the day, they wasn't the Auburn Hill Pistons. They were the Detroit Pistons. And they need to be in Detroit. And if they start winning, they get their own arena. And Little Caesars Palace, for people to spend money in these tough times, you got to win. You got to put a winner on the court. And for the Pistons, it's time for a new regime to come in. It's time for them to hire Chauncey to run the team or whoever, somebody young and innovative or somebody that's super proven. But I like to tend to think of the young and innovative, and I would love Chauncey to take over. I think Chauncey taking over can give the city some buzz, some belief, especially him hiring a coach that can get it done. A lot of people love to see Bill Laimbeer, but he burned so many bridges in the NBA in the way he played and the tough, hard-nosed game that he did play. play, but they need a young, innovative coach. And when that time comes, we'll start talking about GM candidates and coaching candidates. Finsdale, Mark Jackson. I mean, it's a number of them out there that's waiting and that want their time, want their shot. But I can't wait till these teams come back and make downtown jump like it's supposed to. We gone.